My suggestion would be we do that, frankly.
Door knocking, a rite of passage for every new election candidate.
I'm the Liberal candidate in the next election.
Businessman Talib Noor Mohammed is running for the Liberals for a third time, hoping this election will be different.
You start with the name, you start with the color of your skin, and those are realities. You know, people making comments about me being a Muslim. So you get, very Islamophobic comments.
CBC analyzed election data for thousands of past federal candidates. We found that white men ran more often in party strongholds and received more funding from parties than candidates who are racialized or Indigenous. In fact, more than 70% of candidates who ran in party strongholds were white men. Indigenous women faced the toughest odds. Only 1 out of every 8 were elected, compared to 1 out of every 3 white men who won their seat. Laurie Campbell ran for the NDP in Waterloo in 2019.
This election, I'm in it for you.
The Indigenous Two-Spirit academic ran to represent her communities, but says she quickly felt let down by her federal party.
It kind of felt like from federal leadership that it was a bit of a, they just kind of had decided how it was going to go and didn't put in the extra effort for me.
Our analysis also found merely having diverse candidates didn't always translate to seats. Take the NDP, the party with the most diverse nominations, at 25%. Still, most candidates who won were white. The Liberals had fewer candidates who identified as racialized and Indigenous, but more of them became MPs. Meanwhile, almost all the candidates who ran for the Conservatives were white men and women. Just 8% of their elected MPs were diverse candidates.
I think within all the parties to really clean up their houses, to really truly stand behind and invest in what they're saying that they are around diversity.
For Talib Noor Mohammed, that change comes one door and one voter at a time.
I think when you think about communities that somebody belongs to, right? I'm a tech entrepreneur, so there's that community. I believe in voluntary service. There's a whole voluntary sector to which I am a member of the community. All of those different elements of being part of a community are a big part of, I think, how we frame who we are and how we should frame who we are.
So, Valerie, how do the parties respond to the analysis of you and your team?
Well, the Bloc Québécois and the Conservatives did not respond, but today Liberal leader Justin Trudeau did react. He said his party is committed to increasing candidate diversity, and he also acknowledged that those candidates need more resources so that they can not only represent but also win. Meanwhile, the NDP has made a significant change to its nomination process this election. Every time an incumbent quits or steps down, it is now mandatory for them to be replaced by a diverse candidate.
Interesting. Valerie, thank you.
Thank you.